Alright, so before we start, this is going to be a quick video. Nothing crazy, I just kind of want to put this out there to help at least one person. But before we get started, I just want to say we are absolutely kicking Gas Tax's ass in regards to merch for this raffle that we're doing. So if you're new here or you're just checking in because this topic is of value to you, I'm doing a huge giveaway in tandem with my friend Warwick. He has his YouTube channel, it's called Gas Tax. So we're giving away nearly $20,000 worth of tools. They're Sonic tools, they're 3 toolboxes. Each toolbox that we do is going to be kind of double in value each time. But right now we're giving away this toolbox. So that is about a $4,000 value we ship to the winner. You got to live in the US. There's a few different ways to enter. The free ways is subscribe here, subscribe to his channel, Gas Tax. You can leave a comment, a relevant comment on every video leading up until this one and every video up until July 31st. So July 31st is the deadline for this first giveaway, and then we're going to do the next one after that. Your best shot of winning is to go to gastax.com or Xtalgic.com, where it'll redirect you to our merch store. So I've got merch. Every dollar that you spend on that store is 3 times entries. So that is your best shot. Go buy some cool merch, support us, and potentially have the opportunity to win a badass Sonic toolbox. Also, I will say we're both very small channels, so you've got a pretty good chance to win this thing because there's not a lot of competition. So just want to get that out of the way, and we'll get into this video. So, the LS7 heads issue. This video is not going to be about whether this is an issue, whether it's not an issue, whether it's an internet phenom, kind of a scare tactic, marketing for shops to get money, whatever. This is not going to be that. If you want to healthfully debate that in the comments, by all means. I kind of want this video to be like a central location where people come to kind of reference different people's experiences with this heads issue, how much they paid to get it fixed, whether they got it fixed or not, how many miles they have on it, and whether or not, if you do have this issue and your exhaust valves did drop, please let us know in the comments. I kind of want this to be like a hub for people to come here, kind of make their decisions, because these videos don't really exist. There's just a few. I don't know why. When I was shopping to buy a Z06, I actively tried to search these video topics, and they're scarce. So that's why I'm making this video, to kind of go through my process, where I took the car, exactly what they did. So I've got my invoice here, so I'm going to go through that, and how much it costs ultimately. You know, the topic that everybody likes to talk about, money. So we're going to talk about all of that, how much it costs, and which shop. So with that being said, I'm going to get into it. So I like wrenching, but this isn't particularly in my wheelhouse in regards to knowledge. So if you don't know, you have to take literally the whole top end of the motor off. I don't want to do all that. I'm not knowledgeable enough to do that. I don't have the tools to do that. Quite frankly, I don't have the time to do it. So I took the car to Speed Inc. So that is where I took it. They are a local shop here. They came high praise. I hit up a few friends in the local car community that have Z06s that gave high praise to this shop, so that's where I took it. And also they have a lot of good reviews online. So, you know, LS shops or a dime a dozen, you never know what you're gonna get, but this shop, I felt comfortable enough taking the car. They've been in business for a long time, and they came high praise with local Z guys. So that's where I took the car. Now there's a few nuances to getting your heads fixed. One, a lot of guys recommend that you do headers and a cam just because it's way cheaper to do it while the engine is apart, so you don't have to pay for labor twice. Personally, me, I like to drive the car somewhat stock, kind of the way it was meant to be driven, kind of factory. So I did not do a cam and I did not do headers. So this is the basic bare minimum cost to get your heads fixed. Now I'm not going to get into exactly what happens because, again, I don't want this to turn into a debate, But the gist of it is exhaust valves may drop. There's no kind of sign. It just kind of happens. This is what the internet has said. So, but I'm not going to get into it. I'm just kind of explaining why I got scared into getting this fixed. So I did take it to Speed Inc. I hit up Tony. So this shop is local to me. They are in Schaumburg. So I hit up for a quote. They gave me a quote. And I'm going to just get into kind of what they did, itemized on their little list here, and then go through the costs and all that. So first thing is the TSP polished dual spring kit with PAC valve springs, titanium retainers, and PRC integrated seat and seals. That was $299.99. Next, so this is another nuance to this kind of package. So they also installed GM LS7 Lifter Set of 16. They quoted me originally, I don't know if they didn't know the mileage of the car, but they have here, did not install due to low mileage car. So I guess you don't need a new lifter set of 16 if your car is low mileage. I trust them. That's just what they did. They could have charged me $325.29, but considering my car is low mileage, I guess I don't need them. And just for reference, I took my car in at 15,000 miles. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but it's a 2009 Z06. Next, obviously, you're taking the heads off, so you need a head gasket. So LS7 Head Gasket, 4.150 gasket bore, that was $39.99. You need 2 of those. Next, obviously, you need head bolts, so they replaced them with ARP hex head bolt kit, which was $124.99. Obviously, you need new header gaskets, so a set of GM LS7 header / exhaust gaskets. 2 of those were $15.99 each. Also, since you have to drain the fluids, the oil and the coolant needs to be replaced, so they replaced the oil with 5W30 full synthetic and a filter, and also coolant, and that costs $109.99. Next, they replaced the spark plugs with NGK Copper Plugs, which were $19.99, which seems cheap to me, but that's what it is. And also the spark plug wires. They replaced with MSD Superconductor 8.5mm wires, which were $79.99. And also, they give you the box, and they give you your old spark plug wires, which I thought was nice, I guess. So this is why you do this package. So they replaced the exhaust valves with Manley 1.61-inch stainless steel exhaust valve set. Those, for the set, it costs $179.99. And then obviously what they do, they take the heads and they send it off to their machine shop or whatever. I don't know. It doesn't say here where they took it, but I'm sure they have a relationship with a decent machine shop. And that's another thing. So this is like the bare minimum kind of way to do this. So they took my stock LS7 heads, shipped them off, or transported them off to the machine shop, and they machined them. So there's a plethora of different companies that you can just literally buy heads from them. But like I said, this is the bare minimum, cheapest way to do it. And that costs $300. And then they've got here various shop supplies, materials, and hardware was $8. And then they've got here the labor cost, which was the bulk of the price. So they've got here listed under labor as remove necessary top-end components, exhaust manifolds, and cylinder heads, send heads to machinists for upgraded exhaust valves / bronze guides, dual valve spring kit, install cylinder heads, install the manifolds with new spark plugs and wires, add fluids, and obviously bleed the coolant system. So all of the labor costs $750. Now before I grand total this, I want to say they do, so I didn't know whether or not my particular car had this done. A lot of guys do this. I bought mine used, so I don't know if it had it done. So I sent it to them. The way that they do it is they charge a deposit. So I give a $500 deposit. They'll open up the motor, tell me if one or a few components were changed or if it's untouched. Obviously mine was untouched, hence this invoice. So with that $500 deposit, they've got here, so technically, hypothetically, if the heads were done by another shop or by them or whatever, they would charge a 20% restocking fee. So because obviously they have to order all these parts, they're not going to just order them and store them on the shelf. So there would be a 20% restocking fee, basically just pay to play, just to kind of see if your heads were fixed or not. So That would have been, you know, just kind of a service fee for having them check, but that's what they do. This particular shop, I don't know if it's a universal thing, but I would imagine it's somewhat close, a 20% restocking fee. So obviously mine were not done, so I had to pay for the whole thing. And this took a week. So they quoted me a week. They got it back to me in 6 days. So pretty decent. And they also sent pictures when it was ready. So $500 deposit initially, and then when I went to go pick it up 6 days later, I paid the remainder, which was $1,771.98. So the grand total for the heads issue fixed at Speed Inc., I paid $2,271.98. Honestly, this was a lot cheaper than I thought. When I went to go buy this car, I budgeted $3,500 to $4,000 for this specific thing. All of that work, 6 days, $2,272 total for this peace of mind. I imagine that is a fraction of what an LS7 would cost to replace if an exhaust valve ever did drop. So this is a real world number. Obviously, I'm not affiliated with Speed Inc. They just came highly touted. So I went there, and prices obviously are subject to change. They are an extremely busy shop, so it was a very long wait time to get the car in there. So give them a call. As far as, you know, quality of labor, I don't know. They seem to be using high quality parts. Time will tell if this thing lasts, but you know, $2,200, I'll take it all day for peace of mind. So if you took it elsewhere or you got your heads from an aftermarket supplier, please leave them down in the comments. I'd like to get some healthy debate going, just to kind of see the options out there and how to go about this issue. And if you're one of those guys that, you know, through hell and high water don't think that this is an issue, please give me your example down below, how many miles you have on your Z without any issues. But that's it for this video. I'm really excited to kind of push the car now. I've had it for a couple months, and I've been too much of a chicken to kind of take it up to redline. So I'm excited to get this thing out, really see what it's capable of. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.